Hello and welcome back to the coffee table. Today I accidentally have two books to share. The Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams and The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. I have been wanting to share about the reading list since I listened to it in the fall. If you like to listen to audiobooks, this one is a delight to listen to. But then this week, I listened to The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry, and I knew I would have to tell you about both of them together. I read these books only because I heard people recommending them. I had no idea they had so much in common. Before I start, I do want to mention that both books deal a lot with death and grief, so know that going into them and have some tissues just in case. What I loved is that both stories talk about the importance of reading books, especially fiction, and the importance of talking about books with others. In both stories, the characters end up connecting with others because they share about a book they had read. One story takes place in a library and one in a bookstore, but in both, the characters end up creating community because of their love of reading. There's a quote at the end of The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry that says, "The bookstore is the closest thing to a church they have ever known in this life." I think that's because that bookstore, and the library from the other book for that matter, provides a community where everyone's story always matters. Another interesting similarity is how both stories use real books in the backdrop of each chapter. Characters in both stories create a list of their favorite or most influential books for family and friends. That was my favorite part. And it got me thinking, what would be on my list? What books would I tell a friend, my kids, my grandkids, or a complete stranger to read? What books have made the most impact on my life? Which books are my favorites and why? I feel like this segment allows me to share some of the books on my list, but there are so many others I would include. I would have to put Anne of Green Gables, Pride and Prejudice, Little Women, something from Agatha Christie maybe, and then there were none. Of course, I would want to include The Invention of Wings by Sue Monk Kidd, and something from Rachel Held Evans and Pete Enns, although I'd have to think for a little bit to decide which one. I feel like I'm still curating this list, but honestly, I would add the book, The Reading List, that I just read to it. And now I want to know, have you read The Reading List or The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry? And of course I want to know what is on your book list. Feel free to comment online and share with all of us. And you know I'm going to tell you that if you're looking for more community and connection, and if you like to read and learn, please sign up for the Lent book study. Kelly is an awesome teacher, and honestly, if she were teaching about the dictionary or Moby Dick, I would still sign up. So I can't wait to hear what you think about that book, and until next time, keep reading.